Hiya. So it's me again. So yesterday, when I put up my Champion Legion video, I asked you guys on whether I should bring my DB from Kronos to Hyperion. And initially, I thought that it was going to be one-sided in the sense that a lot of people would tell me to keep my DB in Kronos. But it actually seems like it's quite the opposite, or I'm getting quite the opposite feedback. So I thought I would give you guys a quick gear update on the DB and how that character is doing, because the character is quite old, so it does have a lot of its gear finished, but it does have some quirks and things that I actually do need to work on if I want the character to be fully functional and up and running as any normal character would nowadays. So here we are on the one and only accolade for those who remember. This was the original DB that I had, and it is level 281, and I am not joking, I have not touched this character in more than 2 years. This character was 281 since 2 years ago, so there are some things that are missing. So let's start with the inner ability. There's only one, and that is the damage preset. Granted, I do have the best in slot inner, at least damage wise, so that's good. As you can see, the combat power is relatively high. It's pretty good, 238 million. And if I pop my familiars, goes all the way to 260 million. Now note, this is with the event buffs, but I also don't have complete Legion artifacts in Kronos. So you can see the stat durations are expired, and I tried to just renew the ones that I could actually get my hands on, or the ones that actually had good stats. So yeah, here we are. Pretty funny stuff. In terms of the character's gear, we have a full set of drop gear. So if I swap to my drop preset, which I literally just made because this character does not have character presets, you can see that the item drop rate goes to 200% on equipment, and the meso is at 100%. So completely maxed out in that regard. And if you're curious about my drop gear, it's also all very high stars, except for the greed pendant, but that's because I wanted to run a greed pendant on this character specifically. This character and my Cannoneer in Kronos have greed pendants. Greed pendants used to be a lot more relevant. I still think they're good now, but you definitely have to put some like funding to make it work. But yeah, let's go over the gear. So this character is 2-set pitched with a 22 source, pretty okay flame. Don't look at the potential. Let's not talk about it. And a yellow spellbook. So pretty much, if I move this to Hyperion, I'll have 4 characters with books. Very interesting stuff. It also has an absolute graveyard, 2 eye patch traces, an ET trace, CFE traces, and a Dreamy Belt trace. It also has a Ghost Ship Exorcist badge trace. Reason why it has a trace of this is because of the Sengoku badge. I tried tapping this to 21 to see if it would go so that I could transfer for stars, but never ended up going. We also have Pap Mark traces. I don't know why I have Pap Mark traces, especially when I have a Sweetwater monocle on this character. I'm still kind of scratching my head at this, but anyways, in terms of the legacy, the Sengoku Hakase badge, it has 17 stars and double prime. Yeah, it's definitely something. And then we have the Ancient Slate replica. This came from Misty Island. I'm not gonna lie, the flame is, you know, it's okay. Besides that, we also have a 1 droid heart, so this is pretty much good only until I get total control. And in terms of Oz rings, it has a Roar 3 and a Weapon Jump 3. Doesn't have Roar 4, doesn't have weapon jump 4, and it has no signs of a contouring, because contouring did not exist when I played this character. And neither did 6 Job, so let's talk about that. Yeah, this is literally all that I have. I only touch this character every now and then, and maybe through event rewards on this character, so I only have the Origin, which comes for free, 1 Mastery, and 1 of the 6 Job skills, and that's pretty much it. No Hexa stat, so this is another way that this character can gain so much free combat power by putting points into Hexa stat. Which I don't have, so I'd probably need to farm on this character regardless, at least for a little bit, which might serve to be okay, especially considering that, you know, my Bowmaster and my Adele still need to get to 260 from dailies alone, so yeah. Anyways, let's go over the gear. 22, 27%. You'll notice that this is like a common theme across, like on this character. This was the last thing that I was actually working on before I left this character. I was working on maxing out the potentials, but I didn't really get to the end of it. So 22 with unfinished potential, 22 not double prime, but good enough, 22 unfinished potential, roar 3, 22, let's not talk about the potential, 22 unfinished potential, below average flame, finished Genesis weapon with a mag lucid and tier 7 attack, tier 4 damage, tier 6 all stat. Belt unfinished in terms of the potential, okay flame. Hat is completely finished. CRA used to be this, but now Eternals exist, so I'm gonna somehow have to get rid of this. The potential is really good. And so was the flame. Twilight Mark, missing the 3%. Sweetwater Monocle, missing the 3%. CRA top is actually done. CRA bottom, missing the 3%. Arcane Shoes, missing the 3%. Gollux Earrings, missing the 3%, but this one is double prime, so this one can pass because it has more all stat and because thieves scale with both dex and strength slightly, so it's like closer to like 29% roughly, give or take. Shoulder, missing the 3%. Gloves are actually done. 2-line crit, 1-line all stat. If it was luck or, you know, prime luck, it would be better, but it's not the end of the world. Run Droid Heart is finished. Cape is finished. The Katara is missing a line of attack. The 3-line attack, I'm pretty sure on all 3 of the WSE is Biss on Dual Blade. So, missing a line of attack here. 7-day Monster Parker. And then the Sengoku badge you guys just saw. And a 3-line attack emblem. Now, it doesn't have Mitras, so if this character were to get its hands on a Mitras, that's already a big damage spike for this character, and it's obviously in a place where it can do Saren. In terms of Sacred, we are pushing 400, nearly max Cernium, and everything else is kind of just mediocre. These are just at level 5 because, once again, like I was just doing dailies every now and then. When the actual 6-drop patch came out and when I was on Kronos for a little bit, but yeah, if I were to do dailies on this on this character, it could gain so much Sacred Force. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this character has a lot of room, especially considering that this character can do End Kalos easily, replacing the Eternals. Granted, I would have to send the Eternals relatively high because of how good my CRAs are. I mean, minus the pants. The pants is probably the first thing I'd go for. I'd probably have to go for like 21 bare minimum. I mean, like, I could probably settle with 19, but if I want to see like any reasonable sort of gains, I'd probably push 21. But yeah, besides that, there are some funny things in my inventory. For any Oz enjoyers, we have Ocean Glow earrings, or Arcane Umbra earrings. And we also have an Aquarius crown, which is really funny. We also have a bunch of poo-poo rings. Tower Boost 4 ring for anybody who remembers this. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this character. Oh, right, no. Familiars. That's not all there is to this character, because there's also familiars. I only have one preset on this character, and it's really funny because I don't have a third familiar. So the first familiar is a 35% boss fam. Second familiar is 5% attack, and the last one, I don't really have a third familiar on this character, but it has 40% ID and large drop. And you can tell that this character is old, you can tell that this character is old is because it has Limina fams. There weren't even fams in Grandis, so all the familiars that I got on this character were from farming in Limina. Yeah, interesting stuff. But once again, like 6 Job wasn't even out at the time, so I spent a lot of time in Limina because Limina was actually like relatively decent at the time because you'd get droplets, you'd get of course Meso, nodes, and familiars. The only thing that Grandis proved to do differently than Limina at the time was the XP. The XP was so much better in Grandis than it was in Limina. So yeah, let's take this for a test run, shall we? All right, so we're gonna take this bad boy for a spin in Dark now. We're gonna see what happens. Now I am missing buffs. I don't have a guild buff. I don't have the actual G buffs. So we are just straight up just missing buffs, but you know, you guys will get the idea in terms of how much damage this character really does. This is pretty much all I can buff. I can maybe get like Fame buff, but
careful. Here it comes.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little too lazy for that. My key bindings are also completely bricked on this character, but hopefully we'll be fine. Hopefully. Oh right, I need link skills. Okay, I do have presets on this character, at least. I forgot that these don't actually change how much damage or how much combat power you have. Okay, here we go. Or dark now.
You're gone. Watch this. The blade of your sins. For the secret garden. Judgment is here. You're gone. I won't stop.
And yeah, that's a one burst. Okay. Without even I forgot the flashbang. It's all good. I don't have end and home. I should have been able to use will skill and Saren skill, but all good. I'm
Judgment is here.
eating that. Mind you, this is basically without any 6 job and without G skills.
Judgment is here.
So imagine what sort of damage this character can do. If it's already doing this sort of damage in one burst. I also need to ring swap on this character, because Kant is not a real thing.
Farewell. Behold the storm.
I am not used to the male DB voice lines.
Let's end this.
These are kind of atrocious, I'm not gonna lie.
You're gone.
Okay, and then we Jenny, boom, boom.
Judgment is here. The blade in the storm.
I
Open your eyes.
forgot to reapply flashbang.
Judgment is here. Pay the price. The sharpest blade. Farewell. Judgment is here. Farewell. Farewell. You're gone. Judgment is here.
I can only imagine how low the cooldown is gonna be with more Mercedes. Like, I'm using Blade Tornado and it's going on an 8-second cooldown. This is so funny.
Behold the storm. Judgment is here. Let's end this.
Alright, we are approaching a 3-minute burst soon.
Behold the storm.
He's gonna FMA, makes sense. Like position
Judgment
far.
is here.
Boom, boom.
Careful.
Boom, boom.
Here it comes. You're going blind. You're gone. For the secret garden. I won't stop. Judgment is here. Pay your penance. Let's end this.
And yeah, it's
Judgment is
not even
here.
been 4 minutes and he's most of the way dead.
Higher. Let's end this.
Ah, well. Oh wait, I didn't get the
Judgment
Overwortion.
is here.
It's all good. Dark Knell on DB anyways. We'll be fine.
Let's end this.
Jump.
You're gone. Judgment is here. You're gone. Farewell. Judgment is here. Farewell. Behold the storm. Yeah. Farewell. Let's end this. Behold the storm. Judgment is here. Behold the storm.
We should be bursting again. I
The blade in the storm.
didn't ring swap though.
Judgment is here. I won't stop.
Alright, one more 3-minute and we are out. I don't even need the Ori for the next burst.
You're gone.
So 5 minutes. Funny enough, this is actually clearing as fast as my Kali. That is crazy, considering how much stronger this character's gear is.
Farewell.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts. It just shows how much damage 6 job is actually giving.
Judgment is
Like,
here.
my Kali is
Behold
not
the
even
storm.
liberated.
Farewell. Let's end this. Behold the storm. Yeah. Judgment is
Yeah.
here. You're gone. Farewell. You're gone.
Dude, I don't even know if I need to even pop Roar.
Higher. Judgment is here.
Ah, he's already on 3%. Okay. I guess he just
Let's end
keeled
this.
over and. Okay, well, that was pretty mean, don't you think?
Judgment is here.
And yeah, he's dead. I don't even need to pop everything. Okay, 1000 artifact XP, cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much what our DB looks like. Yeah. Not saying that it's gonna be a freebie when I bring it over, but of course there's still work to do, but of course nowhere near as much work because all of the grunt work is already done. So yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and sub, or I don't know, I'm gonna boom all your gear or something. Goodbye.